Every morning, Sophia left her small one-room apartment with confidence. She wore her neat black suit and walked like a woman going to a law office. People on the street looked at her with respect. Even the old newspaper seller smiled at her and said, "Going to court again, miss?" She always smiled back and nodded. But Sophia was not a lawyer. She never worked in a law firm at 7:30 a.m. She didn't enter a big office building with other lawyers. She took the bus quietly to a cleaning company. That was her real job. She was a cleaner. She cleaned offices, not worked in one. When she arrived, she went into a small bathroom and changed out of her lawyer clothes. She folded her suit carefully and placed it inside her locker. Then she wore her cleaner uniform and started her shift. No one at the cleaning company knew about her suit. No one knew she dressed like a lawyer every morning. And no one on the street knew her secret either. Sophia didn't want people to laugh at her. She didn't want them to know the truth. She wanted to feel important, so she lied. She told her neighbors that she worked at a top law firm. On social media, she posted pictures and updates as if she was a real lawyer. Even her best friend Leah believed she worked in law. Sophia was ashamed of being a cleaner. In her heart, she thought people would only respect her if she had a big job. But she didn't understand that every lie comes with a price. And soon, her fake life would start to fall apart. Sophia felt tired from pretending, but one day something happened that made everything harder. Leah called her with exciting news. "I got the job, Sophia. I'm starting next week." Sophia congratulated her with a big smile. Then Leah added, "I'm having a party at a fancy restaurant this Saturday. You have to come. Everyone wants to meet my friend, the lawyer." Sophia froze. She had to go. If she didn't, Leah might get suspicious. So she smiled and said, "Of course, I'll be there." When Saturday came, Sophia wore her best lawyer outfit. She looked in the mirror and told herself she could do this. She could pretend a little longer. She walked into the restaurant with her head held high. The place was full of lights, music, and happy people. She saw Leah standing near the bar. Her face lit up when she saw Sophia. "Sophia, you made it." Leah hugged her. "How's the law firm?" Sophia paused for a moment and then smiled. "It's busy. It's a lot of cases." They walked around together, and everyone looked at Sophia like she was someone special. People asked her about her job. She told them little things to sound like a real lawyer, but her stomach felt tight the whole time. She smiled, but it felt fake. Later that night, when she was finally home, she took off the suit and sat on her bed. She felt like a liar. She wanted to stop pretending, but she was afraid people would laugh or turn away from her the next day. While she was at work cleaning an office, her phone buzzed. It was a message from Leah. "Let's meet for coffee tomorrow, lawyer." Sophia felt sick. What if Leah started to notice something? What if she asked questions Sophia couldn't answer? But Sophia typed back quickly, "Of course, I'd love to." The next day, Sophia dressed in her lawyer clothes again. She walked into the coffee shop like she belonged. But as she stepped through the door, her heart almost stopped. Sitting at a table near the window was Mr. Turner, the manager of the cleaning company. He was laughing with a group of people. He wasn't supposed to be there. If he saw her, he might recognize her and her lie would be exposed. Sophia ducked behind a chair and tried to stay calm. "Hey, are you okay?" I asked. Sophia stood up quickly and forced a smile. "Yeah, just tired." They sat and chatted. Leah didn't notice anything strange. But Sophia couldn't relax. A few days later, Leah had more plans. "Soph, you've got to come with us this weekend. Some of my new work friends rented a beach house. It's just a few days to relax." Sophia smiled, but her hands were shaking. "That sounds great. I'll just need to move some things around at work." Inside, she was panicking. She couldn't pretend to be a lawyer while living in the same house with them. What if they asked more questions? What if someone noticed something? But she couldn't say no. So the weekend came and Sophia joined them at the beach house. Everyone was talking about their careers, big meetings, and future goals. Sophia stayed quiet, nodded along, and laughed when others did that night. Someone asked, "So, Sophia, what's the biggest case you're working on?" Her heart pounded. She forced a smile and said, "Oh, it's a big corporate case." "Really? Busy?" Everyone nodded and believed her. Leah looked at her proudly. "I knew you were the real deal." Sophia smiled, but she felt like she was sinking. The next morning, she was trying to enjoy the beach when her phone rang again. It was Mr. Turner. "Sophia, where are you? We're short-staffed today. We need you at the office." Sophia panicked. She couldn't leave the beach house. That would raise questions. "I'm away this weekend," she said. "I'll be back on Monday." Mr. Turner's voice changed. "Next time, tell us before you take time off. We can't have surprises." Hung up, feeling sick. She knew she couldn't live like this forever. The two lives were crashing together. She was losing control. She came back from the beach house and tried to rest. But then there was a knock on the door. Sophia opened it slowly. A tall man stood there with a clipboard. "Are you Sophia?" She nodded. "I'm from building management. We need to talk about your lease. There's some paperwork to go over." Sophia's heart dropped. She thought fast. "Can we do it later? I'm a little busy right now." He raised an eyebrow. "It has to be today. I'll be back in an hour." She closed the door quickly and ran to look around her apartment. It didn't look like a lawyer lived there. It looked like a cleaner's place. Simple, small, with work. Gloves on the table. She tried to tidy up and changed into a fresh outfit. She wanted it to look like she had money. Like she lived a professional life. But she couldn't hide everything. An hour later, there was another knock. She opened the door and smiled. "Sorry, I just had to get ready. What's the problem?" The man walked inside and looked around. "We're checking for tenants who are behind on rent. Can you show me your latest bills?" Sophia felt her knees weaken. "I'll get them," she said, and rushed to find an old bill that looked good enough. After he left, Sophia sat down and covered her face with her hands. The lie was breaking. Later that day, her phone rang again. It was Leah. "Hey, Sophia, I just heard about a big event this Saturday. All the top lawyers will be there. I thought of you right away." Sophia's throat went dry. She couldn't go. To that event, she wasn't a lawyer. Someone would figure it out. It would all fall apart. "Oh, I'm actually tied up this weekend," she said. "But maybe next time." Leah sounded a little disappointed. "Okay, I hope we can hang out soon." "Everyone keeps saying you're going to be the next big name in law." Sophia ended the call and sat in silence. The pressure was getting worse. She couldn't live like this much longer. And part 2 would change everything. The morning after that stressful call, Sophia sat quietly in her small apartment. Her hands were shaking. Her phone buzzed again. It was Mr. Turner. "Sophia, where are you?" he asked. "The office needs cleaning and we're short-handed." Sophia stared at the wall in front of her. She had told Leah she would meet her new lawyer friends that evening. But now her real job needed her. She was stuck between two lives again. "I'm sorry," she said. "I can't make it today. I've got a few things to do." There was silence on the line. Then Mr. Turner said, "We can't just let you skip work whenever you feel like it. It's causing problems." Sophia felt like she was drowning. She had been very careful until now, but her lies were starting to fall apart. She ended the call and sat in silence. The weight of her double life was becoming too much. Later that day, Leah called. "Hey, Sophia," she said cheerfully. "Just wanted to check on you. Are you free later? I can come over." Sophia froze. She looked around her small, messy apartment. The cleaning gloves were still on the table. The floor needed mopping. Nothing looked like the home of a successful lawyer. But she couldn't say. "No, sure," she replied. "Come on over." When Leah arrived, she smiled and hugged Sophia. They sat on the small couch drinking coffee. Leah looked comfortable, but Sophia was tense. She kept shifting in her seat. "You know," she said suddenly, I've been so busy at work lately. It's hard to find time to relax. Leah laughed. I bet. Actually, I heard that top lawyer at the event is looking for new associates. You should meet him. Sophia's heart dropped. She couldn't keep pretending anymore. Her hands were sweating. Her mouth felt dry. She looked at Leah and took a deep breath. Actually, Leah, I need to tell you something. Leah looked surprised. What is it? I'm not really a lawyer, Sophia said. I clean offices for a living. I made up the whole lawyer story. I've been pretending. For a moment, Leah just stared at her. What? She said. Wait, are you serious? Sophia nodded slowly. I didn't want you to know the truth. Kate, I didn't want anyone to laugh. At me, Leah blinked, still trying to understand. But why would you lie to me? Sophia looked down at her hands. Because I was ashamed. I didn't want to be seen as just a cleaner. I wanted to be someone people looked up to. Leah was quiet for a moment, then finally said, You didn't have to lie, Sophia. You don't need to pretend to be someone else. You're my friend. Sophia felt a wave of relief. Tears filled her eyes, but she smiled. For the first time. She had told someone the truth, and the world didn't end. The next morning, Sophia woke up with a strange feeling in her chest. It wasn't fear, it was peace. She got dressed not in her lawyer clothes, but in simple, comfortable clothes. She walked to the cleaning company, not hiding anymore. When she walked through the door, Mr. Turner saw her. You don't look like you're heading to court today, he said. Sophia smiled. Not. I'm here to do my job, just like always. She worked through the day, wiping desks, emptying trash, and mopping floors. But something felt different. She wasn't hiding. She wasn't pretending. She was finally being herself. Later that day, while cleaning an office, Sophia thought about what Leah had said. You don't need to lie to me. Those words stayed in her heart. Over the next few months, Sophia kept living her real life. She stopped wearing the lawyer suit. She didn't tell fake stories. She stopped pretending on social media. She worked hard and stayed focused. At night, she started taking classes to improve her skills. She wanted to grow. But now she was doing it for herself, not to impress others. With time, Sophia became a supervisor at the cleaning company. She helped train new workers and made sure everything ran smoothly. Her coworkers respected her. She didn't need a fake title to feel important. One day, Leah called again. Sophia, come to dinner. Just a few friends. Nothing fancy. Sophia went, wearing her usual clothes and her real smile. She sat with Leah and her friends, laughing and enjoying the evening. You're not a lawyer, Leah said, smiling. But you're amazing just the way you are. Sophia laughed. I've learned something. It's okay to be real. No more pretending. That night, Sophia stood on her balcony and looked at the city lights. She had lied because she was scared. Now she was proud. Not because of a title, not because of a job, but because she had learned to accept herself. Her journey wasn't about becoming rich or famous. It was about learning to love who she really was. Sophia had made mistakes. She had told lies, but in the end, she found something much more valuable than a big job. She found peace, and for the first time in her life, Sophia felt truly free.